Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs, and welcome to our Happy Friday show. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Happy Friday. Happy Friday to all of you. Of course, always great to have it be Friday and the weekend ahead. And today, sun is shining. And beautiful day here in Minnesota. We snuck out and played hooky this morning. We got out on a boat this morning and enjoyed a little lake time before it got too hot. So now it's good. Now we're back to work and here with you, everybody. So today, this is a cocktail that all of you have been asking for a recipe and waiting for. So you know I love my classics, but I always put my spin on all of the classics. So one of my favorites that I like to have when I go out, it's a cocktail that you wouldn't think people could screw up because it's fairly simple. It's a cosmopolitan. Martini, of course. However, I can't tell you how many bad Cosmos I have had all over the place. So this is my version of a Cosmo. So usually a cosmopolitan at a bar is made with a lemon flavored vodka or vodka citron, some kind of version, but you all know that I like my Tito's vodka, so I just use regular vodka. And so let's just put up the recipe just to show you guys. Do you have it, mister? There it is. So we have 2 ounces of Tito's and then an ounce of Cointreau. This is an orange liqueur, French, very good orange liqueur. An ounce of cranberry juice and then lime juice. This is what's traditionally in all Cosmos. I put just a little bit of lemon juice just to kind of bring that lemony flavor that you would normally get from the lemon flavored vodka. Shake it up and then put it in a martini glass. And this one is potent. Yes, sure is. So one goes a really long way. And it is lemony, fresh, not sweet. Very, very good. So I hope you're all having a great week. This was a great week for us. Kind of good to be home and get everything back in rhythm, and things have been getting back in rhythm. I told you last week that one of the surprises that we had when we got back home from our trip was that we have a deck and patio and a screened-in porch ready. That was just finished while we were gone, and now the challenge is finding outdoor furniture for it, and it's been a challenge, but we got some things delivered today and yesterday. We got a rug delivered yesterday, so it's like just been a rug in our screened-in porch for now, but there's a couch now in some parts, and we've got a cabinet and stuff. So somebody has a honey-do list for the weekend. Assembling some furniture. Yeah, that's his job this weekend. Otherwise, we have been enjoying our deck a little bit, the patio, and in particular, the hot tub. So Mr. Honey Producer got another title added to his long list of job descriptions. He's also called many hats because he has to do all these roles. So now he's been, I don't know if it's promoted or demoted to a pool boy.
Spa manager.
Spa manager. Spa manager. Okay. Okay, that's better. Spa manager. Pool boy, no bueno. Okay. All right. Spa manager. He's been perfecting all the care and maintenance on the hot tub. So we have been enjoying that, even though it's pretty hot here, and so we've been kind of just put the temperature down a little bit just to get a little dip in the hot tub. But I think we're going to use it a lot more in the fall and winter. So great to see everybody. I see a lot of you are with us, even though it's just a beautiful July day. I see lots of folks from all over, and YouTube is popping as well. Hi, everybody. We have people from all over the country. Probably getting out of the heat if you're in the South. There is a heat wave going on in, I think, everywhere in the country. So that's kind of good to get into the air conditioning a little bit. Oh, Cabana Boy. I like that too. No.
It has to do with boy.
No boy. Okay. All right. Spa manager. We'll stick with that. Margie asked, did you order a hammock for Mr. Honey Producer? We didn't yet. No, I think we'll find a good spot for that. So other than that, it's been a great week. We have some things coming. I have actually no new fabrics to show you. We showed you a lot this past week, and unfortunately a lot of it disappeared just as fast as it came in, but we'll talk about that later. We also, of course, this last Tuesday kicked off our sew along for the grab and go tote, and I've been even seeing some great totes starts popping up on Facebook, and some of you, of course, which I told you, I warned you, couldn't stop and just got it all done because it goes pretty fast once you get started. But I thought there's been a couple of questions on some things, so I thought I would kind of walk through everything again, just kind of live here. I'm not going to play the whole video again because you can go and find that easily from last Tipsy Tuesday. But I was just going to walk through a few things and kind of comment on certain things that I feel like some people got a little bit confused about. So of course, first and foremost, if you are going to get started or haven't started yet, like I had talked about in a few previous live shows, to get ready, you need to cut all your fabric out. So that you will have to do according to the pattern, so which you'll find in the book, in the ebook, or in the actual book. And so you do need to cut your fabrics. So don't just start with everything. The only thing you don't cut is your lining. That was kind of a little bit of one of the questions, is what do I do to prep my lining? You leave your lining whole. However, you do cut your foam or your interfacing, whatever you're using, batting or soft and stable. That has to be pre-cut before you start. So then I kind of talk about that and which way the foam is laid on the lining. It really doesn't matter because you need a yard and an eighth of your lining, which gives you about 40 inches, 40 and a half inches or so, 40, 41. So your lining should be approximate square. So it really doesn't matter which way you go on laying your soft and stable on that lining. So don't worry about that. If you laid it the wrong way, it's not going to be a big deal. But if your lining or your soft and stable is extending it, then you check your measurement on your soft and stable because you need to pre-cut that to size. All right, so I'm gonna let's switch over to the overhead and let's talk about where we are. I still have mine in pieces so that I could kind of show you. I have my handles, and so the first part was, of course, cutting your coated fabric, or what you're going to use for the bottom of the bag. So you had pre-cut that into a certain size, and the reason why I don't talk about the sizes in the videos is, of course, you will need the pattern, and if I were to do that, I'm kind of giving away the whole pattern in the video. So I didn't do that. Also, I just don't think it's necessary. You can see all that in the pattern. But when you have your lining piece cut, you needed to fold it in half and then cut from the bottom corners. That's when you get those little centers cut out here. We still have the center lined up, and then the first thing we did was stitch that coated fabric to the foam and the lining. Another one thing to make sure that is that your lining, when you lay all your stuff on it, make sure you lay that lining down right side down, then the foam, and then the coated fabric right side up, because this is now the outside of your bag. This is the inside of your bag. So you want that fabric to, of course, have the right side on the inside. All right. So then it comes to, once we have this stitched down, we get to a point where we needed to attach our pieced units. So these were squares cut from your charm pack. If you were using charm packs, some people just used regular fabrics. So we sewed together strips that were already pre-pieced before you even started working with the walking foot, laid them down, and we stitched them through all the layers. So it's a quilt as you go, so you stitch through all the layers this way. And these are the shorter pieced units on each side. And that's where we ended in the video. So no further than this is where we are. So you can pick right up, and this goes really, really fast. Of course, the last step of the video was prepping your handles. And I showed you a really neat technique on how to turn your handles. These are just made with 2.5-inch strips and a piece of that foam that's also cut in 2.5-inch strips. We laid them right sides together on top of that foam. And if you wanted to use the ribbon trick, make sure that ribbon goes between the strips, not between the strip and the foam, between the two strips. All right, so I am ready to answer all of your questions. So let's check in on that. I know most of you were just zooming along. Yes, thank you. You originally said fuse the lining to the batting. That makes it impossible to cut the soft and staple without cutting the lining. Okay, fuse the lining. Yes, so you fuse the lining to the batting, but you have to cut your batting first. You have to cut your batting into the pieces that is set in the pattern, and then you fuse it to the lining. That makes it, what does she say? Makes it impossible to cut the soft and staple without cutting the lining. Well, you don't fuse it before you cut it. I never said fuse it before you cut it. So in the pattern, it shows you how to cut your foam or your batting, whatever you're using. And then I have my long piece that is set in the pattern, and then I have my 4 smaller pieces that you're going to fuse to your lining. Okay, any other question? What is the quilt? Oh, the quilt pattern on the wall. Yeah, we'll talk about those. So the one right behind me is called Coral, and this is in my Stripology Mixology book. The one on the ladder is Steamy Windows. It's a single pattern made by Fat Quarters. And then the runner hanging is from my Fast and Furious Club this season. I believe that was the February project. And I'm totally spacing on the name of it right now. Tail Feather Runner from the Fast and Furious Club. Okay. Just received my fabric. I'm looking at your comments on YouTube right now. That's great. Somebody got the Reef bundle. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. I think it's no questions on the bag there. Let's check more on there. Doreen says the tip for the turning the handle was great. And since I was going to buy turners, I saved some money. That's great. We love that. Yeah, I have those turners from years and years ago, and I started to use it, and then I remembered that little trick, and I had never tried it. So I'm like, let me try this, and it works like a charm. This is what I'm doing now forever. So Monica says the short handles, how long should these be? So there, it's all described in the pattern. So it's shown in step 5 in the pattern. It shows you how to cut them. So you prep them first, and then we're gonna cut them down. So I'm gonna show you that in the next part. But the sizes are all shown in the pattern. What is a good way to get folds out of the coated fabric? So you can't, if it's a coated fabric, it really has a fabric side on the other side and then the coated side. So you can, on a low setting, iron the fabric side of it. If that doesn't take care of it, you could also lay a fabric over it and just go over it with an iron. You just cannot put the iron straight onto the coated side. And then also, like, I think just laying it flat for like 24 hours, it really takes care of a lot of things. Oh, is it somebody's birthday? Is somebody's birthday? Whose birthday is it? I don't know if it's Anne's birthday or she's saying happy birthday to somebody else. Okay, Jennifer said, handle tip was so cool. I didn't realize you could do it with the foam. And I didn't either. So yeah, I also just saw it done with regular fabric, but I didn't know if it could be done with foam. So that's why I tried it, and it was just so slick. Question from Kathleen. Can I use batting for straps if I don't have enough foam? Absolutely. The original pattern calls for batting for the handles. That's what I used originally back when the book came out, and it works fine. I just really like the structure of the foam in there. It's really nice. Melanie says, love all your quilts and your patterns are very easy to follow. Thank you. That is always my goal, to write really understandable patterns and books. Conrad says, just an idea, how about pinning the pattern name onto the quilts for us to see? I always have that thought right before the show, and then I always forget. So I will try and remember that next time, just to pin it to to the quilts. Okay, a lot of people, okay, ready to trim. Do you trim to the edge of the laminate or the soft and stable? To the laminate, but we'll address that next step. So I'm not going to go too far. This is where we left things. So as long as you can get to this stage, wait till next week and I'll show you exactly how we're going to go from there. And yes, your laminate should, and your fabric should extend the soft and stable or the batting no matter what you're using. Did you trim the foam in the seams of the handle? No, I did not, surprisingly. So and it's kind of cool because when you do the top stitching, so that seam is in here, so it feels at first like it's really thick in there, but once you do that top stitching, it feels kind of the same width because it really condenses on the edges. So it really feels nice. It almost feels like cording on the edges. So I really like it. Really like how it turned out. Rose says, if you accidentally cut the soft and stable the wrong size, can you fuse or butt the pieces together? Absolutely, just butt them together. I would try that first. The only thing with it, you know, I cut those pieces for a reason because it's easy to fold for the sides and the corners of the bag. But, you know, it depends on where you are. You might also just want to do a little zigzag or something. You can, if you have that the batting tape, fusible batting tape, that would work too. I'd probably just put it on both sides and you should be good to go. You can always piece. I piece batting all the time. So don't worry about it. Usually just butt it together if it's fusible batting. I am so enjoyed to get to know you and Honey Producers since the stay-at-home began. This is from Cindy. Thank you, Cindy. We love this too. We get to connect with everybody. It's different for me because I'm used to traveling all the time and teach and meet a whole bunch of people. So I get a little bit of that out of my shows. Bonnie says, will you be doing pre-orders for your new book? Yes. Once we get to that stage, like I said, I'm working hard on it. And so I'm not putting any dates out yet, but it's coming along really well. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek later on the project I'm working on right now. Any updates on the August sew along? Not much I can tell you, but make sure you watch next Tuesday. I'm going to give you a little more information Tuesday before we kick it off. Robin says, would you use fusible foam or non-fusible foam? I don't know when to use each. So you can use either. If you have non-fusible foam, like the soft and stable does not come fusible. So I use just a fusing spray, a temporary adhesive. I like 505. You can use fusible. The one thing that I've seen, and maybe some of you bag makers can kind of comment on that, but I've used it one time, and when I had to turn the bag, it just got a little wrinkly. So yeah, I had to kind of try and iron the bag again to get the wrinkles out. But so far, the sew-in works really, really well. Of course, they're asking for a photobomb. Lynn says, what are the fabric requirements for the August sew-along? I'm at a cottage for the month. I need to take fabric from home. You will get plenty of notice for that. You will have a 2-week notice for at least or more for when it's time to give out the fabric requirements. But that stuff is not ready yet. It's not ready yet. So I can't give that out yet. Krista asks, will your new book be an ebook as well? Yep, absolutely. All the new stuff will come out at the same time as an ebook and as a printed book. Did I miss any info on the August sew-along? No, you did not. Just teasing you. So I'm going to take a sip now since you all are asking that question.
Happy birthday to
Oh, happy birthday to Valma. Happy birthday. Thanks for spending your birthday. Cheers to you. Thanks for spending your birthday with us. Nancy says, I love my Steamy Windows quilt. Yeah, the Steamy Windows is on the ladder. That's really a fun quilt to make. It's so quick and easy. And really easy if you have fat quarters, just throw them together and make a quilt. Is there a Stripology way to cut the foam? So the big piece is pretty big. So I pretty much, like I explained in the video, use my cutting mat, my big Creative Grids cutting mat, and use the lines on that because the foam, it really doesn't need to be completely down to a really accurate measurement like when we're piecing fabric. So I use that, but I showed you a little bit on how to do the 7 by 13 and 7/8 inch pieces. I showed you with a Stripology ruler on how to do that. So I just cut a 7-inch strip and then I cut them down. Sean says, any word on Iona fabric from Louis and Irene? Nope, we haven't gotten any notifications. And it's interesting, you know, they give you just a delivery month of fabric, and we've been seeing since COVID happened, we've been seeing delays everywhere. So anywhere from a couple of weeks to a couple of months, even sometimes 3 months from when that fabric was supposed to be delivered and then when it actually comes. So this is just our best guess for now, but Louis and Irene have been pretty accurate, maybe just a very small delay. So I'm hoping by maybe end of next week that we'll get a notice.
Never.
Oh, oh, Sean says, dang, I was going to say pool boy gotta wear a Speedo. He says, never. Never gonna happen.
Maybe I'll photobomb with a Speedo. Just kidding.
I hope you guys heard that, because I'm not gonna repeat it. Okay. What quilt is on your left and right? We said that earlier. Coral from Stripology, Mixology, and Steamy Windows. And this is Tail Feather from the Fast and Furious Club. Quilt as you go. It's National Tequila Day. Ooh. He says we're having another drink tonight. Okay. Vodka in the afternoon and tequila at night. Hey, it'll be a good night.
We don't really drink on the job.
He says we don't really drink on the job. Well, isn't that what we're doing right now? Okay, any info on the upcoming Fast and Furious Club? Info that everybody knows is that we will launch it towards the end of August, beginning of September. I'm working on the projects, planning everything out, making sure we will have some kits for some of it, and so it's all in the works. And so no more info on that, other than it will be structured the same as we did for season 1. So that is runs from September through May, 9 projects, and every month they are all new, exclusive, and so and fun stuff, variety of things, all quilt as you go, all smaller projects. What is the name of the gray fabric in the quilt behind you? I don't know. This is one of those where it came from my collection. So whenever I see cool background fabrics that I like, I buy 5 yards if I go to a store and find it. So this was one of those. I had it in my collection. So I don't even know now. This was made over 2 years ago, so I doubt that you can find it again. So this is why you should always, if you see something you like in the store, just get it, because it's gonna be gone the next time you go look for it. Okay, you bring life to gray fabric. Love the looks. Well, here's the thing with gray. So white, with backgrounds, white is really, really flat and really kind of brings out color. What I like about gray is not as stark and harsh as white sometimes, because sometimes white can really also wash out other colors, but the right tone of gray can really make them stand out. So there's so many shades of gray, way more than 50 shades of gray, of course. So there's a greenish shades to gray, there's bluish grays, there's taupey grays, brown grays, and charcoaly grays. There's so many shades of gray, so they work with so many different colorways, and they can kind of affect the colors depending on what gray it is. So that's what I love working with it. It's such a great base. Okay. On my account, is there a way to tell what out of stock items I have requested a notification from? No, you can't see that in your account, because that's a separate app that we added to the website. So if in doubt, sign up for a notification again, because it won't let you do it again. So if you get an error message when you sign up for a notification, that just means that you already are on the list. Amanda says, can we go back and buy the first round of Fast and Furious Club in a single bundle, or will we have to buy all 9 individually? No, it's still available as a bundle. So you can buy all 9. It's still also available in trimesters and individually. So the only difference is when we launch the club, there's a special price on the 9 months. And then after it starts, then it goes to the full price of the 9 months, which is a lot less than buying them individually. So you can check that out. That's all on the website. Carol says, what amount of fabric do you recommend getting for a laptop background? So for a lap size, it depends. I mean, as you guys know, sometimes there are very background heavy patterns, and others you just need a little bit. The reason why I always just get 5 yards is that then I am golden if I want to make a bigger quilt. Usually I can make a twin size, sometimes full size, depending, if I have 5 yards. I would say if you want to make a lap quilt and you don't know how much background you need, I'd still get 3 yards at least. I never really buy less than 3 yards.
Sure makes for my day.
Oh, thank you, Liz. You being here makes my day. Cheers to that. Happy Friday. Martha's trying to get information. She's asking what bundle would work well with August sew along. Oh, he's doing a photobomb. Look at this.
You can't see it.
That was all you get. So Martha, I'm not going to tell you what bundle would work, because of course all of them will work. It's just depending on what you want. Okay, Mary says, I'm making Little Kim with charm packs the same as in your quilt on your right. I bought them years ago. Oh, wow. This one? This is my right. I'm really bad with my right and left. Is anybody out there in the same boat as me? I'm really horrible with left and right. If I'm asked to give somebody directions, I will always just turn this way or that way, because I always say the wrong left, right. I know my left and right. It's just the coming out of my mouth, the right word. What is that? I think it's some kind of a handicap. I don't know. Chris says, do you have a file that has all of your mixology drinks? I have a little notebook, yes. I do save, now that I make a little, that little photo, I have a list of all those photos. And so, yes, I go back to them all the time because they are not all living up here. Jackie says, what is Fast and Furious? Great question. So the Fast and Furious name came with my series of Quilt As You Go books. So this was the third in the series. The first, I have 4. All of those books are Quilt As You Go patterns, so they're all smaller projects. And then last fall, I started a Quilt As You Go club, or Fast and Furious club. So every month there is a project, so it's a pattern with a video class. So me taking you through all the steps of that project that comes out every month. So, and we did it on the 20th of each month. It comes out. And so you can, buy the whole thing up front and you get all 9 months. So then it will just appear in your account when we release the project. And then you can also just wait and see and purchase them individually. But it's really good because it's, you get the pattern, which is exclusive. You can't get it anywhere else. And then also a video class of me making it from start to finish. And I use the Stripology rulers to give you some tips and hints along the way. And I also try and build the skills. So we start, the first projects are usually pretty basic and easy. And then we kind of build skills as we go along. So lots of variety. Why are you laughing? Are you laughing at me?
They say my drink is a lot less than yours.
Thank you for calling him out.
I'm not talking.
He's not talking.
I'm just sipping.
Oh, Ann says, from what I saw, I think you had a Speedo on.
I do. Go,
He is further along. I better start sipping more. But I got to talk.
Keep talking, baby.
Mm-hmm. Kobe's here too. He doesn't have a drink, nor a Speedo. He did go in the water today, though. We got him a life jacket. So he is a Labradoodle. So both Labs and Poodles, I think, are water dogs. So he does like the water, but he's kind of a little heavier set. He's got got the Lab body. So he's always been a little bit nervous about swimming. but although he loves going in the water, just kind of waiting in the water. So a little nervous when he has to swim. So we got him a life jacket. And so I had to really just like put him in the water off the boat. And so he did swim a little bit at first. He just like started swimming towards the shore, and we had to yell, like thinking that he was just, I see you later, I'm out of here. But he did come back. And then he got a little panicky about trying to get up in the boat again. He didn't realize that I will help him out. So we have to like train him a little bit and get him more comfortable with swimming in his life jacket. But it's pretty hilarious seeing that.
What the cocktail is today.
Oh, they missed the cocktail. It's a Cosmopolitan. Simple. All right. So any more questions on, will there be a new book with new drinks? So this book, I think we'll have to put some drink recipes in there too, since the first Mixology book has drink recipes. So yes, there will be recipes. I saw some question there that you skipped on it too fast. What do you address in the Stripology class you're currently offering, and how long is the class? So it's not a class, it's a lecture. So it's my lecture that I do travel and present to guilds. So I kind of talk about a little bit how I got into quilting, a little bit of my story, and then kind of going into the kind of theory behind the Stripology rulers, how I organize my stash. And then I show you lots of quilts. I show you about over 50 quilts, some technique videos, but it's really kind of supposed to be an inspirational talk and to give you some insight into how, I design, how my patterns work and all that. So yes, it's a lecture. It's not really a class. And I do have like a live portion afterwards too, a Q&A, so you can ask questions and things like that. So, and it's not different from what we've done. It's the same one from what we've done, just offering different spots because the other ones were all full. And so those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, so Stripology, Mixology lectures, we have 2 set for next week. We have a Tuesday at, what was the time? 1 or 2? 1 o'clock Central Time on Tuesday, the 28th. And then on Friday, the 31st, it's 9 a.m. So Central Time. So depending on your time zone, make sure you make that calculation because I'm not going to do it for you. I'm horrible at it. Really horrible at it. All right. And did you see any questions on Facebook there? Are we good to pass on the tote? Are we ready to just wait for next week? Okay, good. When does the next Fast and Furious Club start? So the first project will launch September 20th, but we do launch the club earlier. So like right around end of August, beginning September, usually right around Labor Day, before Labor Day week, before or after. And then that's when you have the opportunity to see the first 3 projects, and you have the opportunity to purchase the subscription for the whole year on a special price. And then also that's when we launch all the kits for the first 3 projects. So we have limited amount of kits. So that's kind of the best way if you want to secure a kit to grab on those. Maybe you should let Mr. Honey Producer take over and you sit back and sip. Hey, there's an idea, except for he says he needs to stay behind the curtain.
If they want to sew things wrong.
If you want to sew things wrong, then let him take over. Maybe not. Maybe not. All right. Laura says your lecture was wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you. And like I said, most people that see the lecture, they just kind of get inspired, and especially those that have maybe a collection of fabrics or a stash that's overwhelming. This can be really kind of eye-opening and how to kind of tackle what you have.
Looking forward to bag part 2.
Okay, great. Will you do more lectures in August in the evening? Yes. So we will kind of take kind of inventory on which times worked best for folks, and then we'll add some August dates. We just had these for July, and then we'll see kind of how our schedule is running for August. My daughter will be going back to college, so there might be some interruptions there. Lots to get done before that time. And of course, we have the sew along, the quilt along in August.
Do they need Zoom for the lectures?
The lectures, yes. So you will need Zoom for the lectures. And if you have never used Zoom, I encourage you to just go to my website, the GE Quilt Designs, to the Zoom lectures. And right in the description of the lectures, there's some links there that you can watch videos on how to use Zoom. It's really easy. There were plenty of folks that were using it for the first time, and they were very successful, no issues. And we'll help you through it. In the beginning, I do just a little orientation on how to figure things out. Really, pretty much, you're muted the whole time. I'm the one that's talking, so there's really not much to do except sit back and watch and enjoy. So that's it. But I wanted to show you a little sneak peek. What else was I going to talk about today? Do you remember?
No. My glass is empty.
Oh, his glass is empty. Oh, wait. Hey, I got plenty in mine, so too bad for you. I got my notes right here. I talked about the lectures. Oh, I wanted to say something about, I got a couple of emails about our shopping carts on the website, because when you put stuff in your cart, somebody thought that you actually reserve it by just keeping it in your cart, but it does not get reserved. So a product does not get allocated to you until you go through the whole ordering process and secure the payment. Because otherwise we would have lots of inventory stuck in carts all over and be sold out when we're not really sold out. So even if you put stuff in your cart, it's not secure there until you check out. So that's why we send those reminder emails when you have stuff in your cart. Just to check, just to make sure. So yeah, that's pretty much was everything I was going to talk about, except if you wanted to see a little sneak peek, you may have remembered a bundle that came in not too long ago. Midnight Magic. It's a little Halloween line. I'm going to take this out of the way so you can see better. And there. So it was all kind of blacks and oranges and grays. So I've been playing with it. And then there was a plaid that came with it. So I'm working with these strip sets. And then I made these really fun blocks that are going to be loads of fun. What do you think? This is all you're going to see. Really, this is the whole. Can't show you too much. But isn't that fun? I just love these colors. Really fun with that diagonal plaid. Can't wait to finish this one. This one will be finished this weekend for sure. Off to the quilter it goes.
You're going to give a sneak peek of the book.
This is going to be in the book. So this is a sneak peek of the book.
There you go.
There it is. Yeah, I've given you lots of sneak peeks. Actually, we have a lot of fabric coming in. We have, I've seen notifications of Naughty and Nice, that Christmas line that we did get just the charm squares. So we have the layer cakes coming and some yardage and a bundle. And I'm excited. I'm going to give you, because I made a quilt out of this fabric line that is going into the new book. So I am going to show you that probably next week. So either when we have the fabric ready. So either Tuesday or Friday. So just stay tuned. So lots of that. I see that's on the way, and there was something else that's on the way. Yeah, I don't remember now. We're getting stuff coming in all the time, so we're excited. It's always fun to get new fabric, and then of course I've been trying to secure it for my collection, since I feel like I need a little revamp. I have some room on my shelves, so they need to be full at all times, right? Need to be full at all times. That is my philosophy.
Live winner.
Yes, do you have a live winner ready for us? Mm-hmm. Thank you for being with us. Shar Jorison, you are our winner of your $25 gift card to the GE Quilt Design stores. Congratulations. Thank you for being here. Well, that is all for our show today. I'm kind of sad that I can't show you anything new, but it's all good.
Tipsy Tuesday?
Tipsy Tuesday. Next one will be 28th. Second part of the sew along of the bag. So we'll finish off the bag. I will have some more fabric to show you, and save the date for our quilt along in August. And maybe a little sneak peek on that. But that is going to be our show for today. And of course, I'll be here next Friday, 3 o'clock. We'll be here twice a week for a while. Everybody stay safe out there. Now we have to wear masks everywhere in Minnesota. So I am going to be making some cool masks for us this weekend so everybody can have a couple in their car, because I am notorious of leaving my masks at home. So I'm going to stash them everywhere in every car, and so they're ready. So everybody stay safe out there and just keep on sewing and keep on having fun. Make some cocktails too. Thanks everybody. Have a great weekend.